Hi, friends. After the week we just had, the months we've been having, the year we had, I think we're due for just a little chat. We're going to talk some things out because I think this might be the most challenging time that our industry has ever faced. My veterans in the industry might be thinking, no way, Shivani, we've seen worse. 2008, the housing crash. Maybe, but let's talk about what we're dealing with right now. Just some of the challenges. The NAR lawsuit, all the changes that went into effect this week that you guys are burdened with explaining, defending, and handling when it comes to paperwork. Interest rates, they went down, they went back up. Every day has been a little bit of this. And that means, your buyers are feeling like they're getting jerked around. One weekend, they were contacted to refinance. Actually, they've probably been contacted to refinance for some kind of scam every day for the last 3 weeks. That's overwhelming. But if they're shopping for a home, their buying power is changing on a daily basis. Then on top of everything else, you may or may not be aware of what's going on with homeowners insurance, but on half of my escrows right now, the property is near impossible to insure. And we're not talking about weird properties, just the age of the home now. Nobody wants to insure it. If the pipes aren't a certain way, nobody's going to insure it. If the trees are touching the roof, that's got to be fixed. And it just didn't used to be this hard to get insurance. We didn't see our referral partners in terms of insurance agents just straight up denying the policy coverage. And now we are. We're seeing it all the time. And that's making it harder to sell older homes. Then, on top of everything, sprinkled in is the media that only serves to freak people out these days. There's no facts. There's no helpfulness to it. It's just fear, fear, fear all the time. So what do we do now? How do we face this all? Let's break it down step by step. So let's start with what's been top of mind for you guys, which is all the changes, all the new forms following the NAR lawsuit regarding buyer's agents commissions. I had 3 or 4 clients email me, call me, text me this week who had their houses listed for sale and they had just received a form from their listing agent to sign. No explanation, didn't know what to do. Guys, I don't think that's the best way to handle it. I know that you might think, well, I told you this was coming. It's no big deal, nothing changes. And I love how many of you guys are boosting your confidence by walking around saying, I'm not worried about this at all. But you know who is worried about it? Your clients. And so I think there's got to be a lot of hand-holding. And I can walk you through this because we have to do it all the time. We are the ones who have had to explain and defend our cost and assert our value and be commoditized. Throughout my entire career, that's the only way I've ever known, is that the realtor gives out 3 names and from day one, I'm having to fight to prove my value. That means I can help you guys with this. And I think the strategy that has always worked the best for me is education and transparency. Put those together and then you empower the client to feel like they can make the best decision for themselves. So this means walking them through these new forms line by line. And if you're not comfortable doing that, practice. You can call me, you can practice on me, you can come in here, we can role play. It'll be fun. You can do it to your kids. They're probably your worst critics. Do it to your spouse. And if the person that you're practicing on doesn't feel confident that you fully explained it, keep working on it until you can deliver this confidently. It took me time, but after a while, I got really good at answering the question, why should I work with you over an online loan officer or over my bank or over the other lender that my realtor referred me to? I think that we can handle this as a team really, really well so that the client doesn't feel like they got screwed and they don't get discouraged. Whether they're selling their home or whether they're in the market to buy it, I know that you and I can put together a solution for the client and they don't need to panic. But it starts with us being a source of calm for them. So that's what I would encourage everyone to do. I got so many texts following a couple broker Zooms that were mandatory for everyone saying, are you going to start providing a closing cost estimate to all the buyers, breaking down their fees? And I was like, guys, I've been doing that. Every single client has been getting a mortgage report for every single house where their cash to close is itemized. And if we need to go case by case with how the buyer's agent's commission is going to be paid house by house, that's no big deal because we've already been running the numbers for every house, case by case. That's the thing. All the fear, all the noise, it can cloud your thinking. So just sit down with the information, get clear on it, and practice delivering it so that your client will feel comfortable. Now, interest rates. Here's the thing, guys. We don't want to motivate people's strategy and for all our messaging to be about whether rates say it's a good time to buy or not. Because we know as real estate professionals, it is so much more than that. Interest rates are a piece of the puzzle, but we have strategies for when rates are high. We have strategies for when rates are low and you're going to be in a bidding war. We have strategies for everything. So our messaging does not need to be so rate focused. Hey guys, interest rates went down. Check out this post of a graph that you don't understand. Call me, I'll connect you with the lender. Because then what are you going to post when rates go up and say, don't call me today because interest rates went up? I can't connect you with the lender today. Rates are going to be like this. That's just the way it's going to be. They're going to trend down. It's going to be a downward trajectory. I feel confident saying that. Famous last words. But I do. I just think we need to be focusing on the strategies with our clients, on their qualification, on positioning them well financially, and then on finding them the right home, because that's really what it's about. We've always told them, don't try to time the market. It's like trying to catch a falling knife. You will bleed. Buy when it's the right time for you. You found the right home, and we can put the right opportunity together. That's the thing. We're not waiting for opportunities to appear for us. We're making them happen with strategies. Now, the insurance thing, guys, this is really complicated. Like this is pretty wild. So I'd highly recommend you connect with your insurance agent and have them walk you through the changes. We saw, RGJ put out that article. We've all talked about how I think it was 7,000 homeowners in Reno, Northern Nevada, got their insurance canceled for fire reasons. There's also the reasons of the age of the home. We started seeing it a couple months ago with multifamily, with investors, that these older homes, we couldn't get them insured. And then it's coming back to being negotiated with the seller that, hey, 7 companies have denied insuring your house, even though your house is not like trashed. It's just maybe older, or like I said, the pipes, the roof, this or that. The insurance company's now saying, hey, we want the roof replaced before we'll insure this, even though the appraiser didn't call it out. That's the new challenge we're going to run into. For a while, it's been that every deal is so hard to put together. And now this insurance thing just adds another layer of that. We need to get ahead of it. So when you're pricing a house to list for sale with your seller, it would be good to get an insurance agent's opinion on it and what's going to get called out. They're asking for copies of the appraisal now. They're asking for copies of the inspections before they write the policy. And it's only, I think, for the coming months going to get worse. So if you're interested, let me know. I could put together a panel of insurance agents and we could do either online or in person an event where we get more information and we educate ourselves on this better so that we can plan with our clients for it. What we found so far is that underwriting requirements, they want, that the loan, dwelling coverage be enough, that the cost to rebuild exists. The policy provides enough coverage that the building could be replaced. But I think this is all going to evolve in real time and we need to stay on top of it. So I'd be happy to put together an event where we all dive deeper on it together. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. And then lastly, the media. How do you combat when they're constantly injecting fear into your clients' minds? I think the only way you deal with the way this market has become and the way it's likely to be for the rest of our careers is you have a brand. You got to build a brand that people can trust. And when I say a brand, I mean a means of reaching your audience, your friends, your family, your sphere. You have to have a mechanism of reaching them. So for me, I use social media, I use emails, I use these videos, I use all kinds of platforms to constantly stay in front of my sphere because I want to be their source of calm. So this weekend, I want you to think about what ways are you using your brand that you can make sure that you're connecting with your audience, with your sphere. Maybe for you, you're not into social media. Maybe you're going to lean heavy on email newsletters and keep them in the loop all the time with just information, just value through education. Maybe you still like to call everybody. Maybe you pick up your phone every day and you call different people. That's part of a brand, guys. You've been doing it forever, even if you don't think you have one. Maybe it's who you talk to at drop off and pickup. Maybe it's that you're just always talking about real estate. You're always interested. You're always sharing information. You're always contributing to the conversation. I just want you to think, how are you using your brand to make sure that you are connecting with the people who need to hear from you? Because they've never really needed to hear from us more than they do right now.